Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's contest is an epic battle of gargantuan proportions. In this corner, we've got Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And in this corner, we've got Kong, King of Skull Island. Who will be the king after this epic battle is over? This contest is big as Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. It's bigger than Rocky Balboa versus Apollo Creed. It's the biggest battle we've ever seen. Who will win this epic 3-round contest? Stick around to this video and find out. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and you'll find out who wins this epic contest next on JeffMan316 Customs YouTube channel. Let's go! What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to JeffMan316 Customs YouTube channel. I'm JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter. I'm going to be your host today for this video, and in this video it's going to be a movie review of the recently released HBO Max film Godzilla vs. Kong. And I say the HBO Max film, and it's because that's where I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, this would have been one I would have loved to have seen in the theaters, but because obviously with the virus situation, I'm in the middle of getting my COVID vaccine. I don't even know if it was playing anywhere near around me, but I didn't want to take the chance, and I was able to enjoy it on HBO Max, and I think I enjoyed it just as much as I would have if it had been on the big screen. But that being said, let me go ahead and get into the movie first by going over the cast list. So, Godzilla vs. Kong stars Alexander Skarsgard, Millie Bobby Brown, Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, newcomer Kaylee Hoddle, is that how you pronounce her name? I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but and also stars like Kyle Chandler. And I will go ahead and say that, you know, this has got a pretty significant cast. I didn't list everybody, but for a cast of characters that are that large, the humans in this movie are pretty insignificant compared to the rest of the MonsterVerse movies. And I will say, I'll go ahead and tell you right up front, to me this is the best of the MonsterVerse movies, and I'll let you know a little bit why. I thought the first Godzilla was a little bit pretentious. It like tried to put too much human story in there and not enough Godzilla. I think somebody said that you basically got lucky if you had 12 to 15 minutes of Godzilla on screen at the time. That's ridiculous for a movie that's supposed to introduce the character. This isn't Jaws, where the Godzilla monster didn't work. It was CGI, so they could have put more of it in there. But I understand they wanted to introduce the universe, but they introduced characters that didn't even follow through with the rest of the MonsterVerse. So with that being said, I did like Kong Skull Island. I thought it was really good. It was a period piece in the 70s. It did a really good job of showing Kong, and those special effects were great. It just didn't have enough action to me. I mean, the humans should have been squashed a lot easier than they were. It didn't have enough monsters other than, you know, toward the end it did. But with that being said, it was a really good setup for Kong as a monster in this universe. A lot of that was different in Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I will say the human element of that movie was too much. That movie dragged on too long. They could have cut a lot of fat in that one, and it was a lot of overhead in it that I think you didn't deserve. A lot of that is cut back in this one. There are some human elements that I didn't like that I'll get into in my bad section, but as far as the good, it's everything about this movie. This is everything you need in a Godzilla Kong movie. You basically get almost like 3 rounds of action, like I kind of joked in the opening. You know, the first round, you see Kong, and then you see him being transported, and then you also see Godzilla and see that he's destroying some property, buildings, whatever, and you try to find out why, and they're also trying to discover why along the way. But with that being said, I'm not going to spoil too much, other than that ends up leading to what you see a lot in the trailer, which is the first confrontation between the two that happens at the open sea, where Godzilla and Kong actually battle on board battleships under the water, that kind of thing. So that's kind of like round one. Then eventually, you know, there's some interaction with Kong and some other creatures that I won't spoil how they get there. But then you have another overseas on land. You have another battle that's between Godzilla and Kong that I would call that round two, and that's pretty epic as far as The one thing I will say is for the amount of buildings and destruction they do, there's no more way. It's kind of like in the Superman Man of Steel movie. There's no way humans didn't die. And then to me, they kind of overshadow that and don't show enough as far as the destruction that these two creatures are doing. And then there's an obvious third round that ends up becoming a team up that I won't spoil who they fight, but I think everybody probably seen if you saw the international trailer and you saw some of my trailer reactions where I basically guessed who the third main baddie in this movie was. They have to do a team up to fight that creature, and like I said, I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm going to just leave it at that. And so it's pretty much 3 rounds. You get a 2-hour movie with a lot of solid action in there. I don't know how you could go wrong. This is the exact movie that I wanted. This is the exact movie that everybody needs. It's both of those. The special effects are so outstanding. They've come such a long way. Whether they're fighting on land or at sea, the special effects are just amazing. So you'll be blown away. You'll just be absorbed into those scenes. So that's everything that's good about the movie. Pretty much everything. You know, all the action, the two creatures when they team up, everything. The only negative that I will say is the humans in this movie play a pretty insignificant role. They do try to bring characters from the other movies, at least like the Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Millie Bobby Brown, her character's back in this. Drags along a conspiracy theorist along the way and one of her best friends. Just almost like comedy relief, I guess, but to me they don't do hardly anything, and the way that they affect the story in the end is pretty pathetic. They could have come up with a better way for them to have some impact on the story, I guess. It's just silly what happens. Alexander Skarsgard and Rebecca Hall kind of team up on the other side where they're trying to find the hollow earth and try to get Kong to lead them to that. Like I said, I'm not going to get too far down into that rabbit hole to talk about that, but it's a little far-fetched, and even though the scenes are really amazing in the hollow earth, I'm not going to spoil how they get there or what they find when they get down there, but those scenes look good, but they're kind of silly, and to me it kind of drags the story down a little bit for a little while. And then when Godzilla finds out what's going on, and then the two of those creatures hook back up for their second round of their fight, it is pretty amazing. So, like I said, the cinematography and the special effects during some of those scenes are amazing. So I don't want to downplay it too much. But I'm not sure why they couldn't get Kyle Chandler's character. He's maybe on screen for 10 minutes. He was such a significant part of the storyline in the second one, in the second Godzilla movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters, that I know they probably wanted to have some kind of maybe spark between Alexander Skarsgard's character and Rebecca Hall's character, but nothing really comes of it, and I don't really know that they really had any romance spark between them. So I'm not sure why Millie Bobby Brown's father in the movie, like why he couldn't have come along and been on the ride trying to look for the hollow earth, considering that he was with them when they were come up with the theory in the Godzilla King of the Monsters, about hitting him with a nuke and powering him back up. I just thought that was kind of silly. But to me, one of the best parts of the movie is, what was her name? Kaylee Hoddle? Was it Hoddle? The little girl, the little death girl in it. She is, to me, is amazing in this movie. The interaction that she has with Kong and the abilities that he shows in this movie are pretty amazing, and it brings to me the Kong character to another level. To me, Godzilla is all emotion, and he doesn't really think about a lot, and a lot of it's through brute force, the things he does. In this movie, man, they just show how intelligent, creative, and how Kong has to use his wits in all of his battles. And to me, that's one of the reasons I love the Kong character. And I don't think they really call him King Kong in this. Maybe they can't for copyright reasons, but for whatever. He is king to me. I love King Kong. I can't wait for the 1977 Blu-ray to come out soon. I just think they do his character just an awesome story arc from beginning to end. It just shows what an amazing character he can be, how intelligent he can be, how smart. And to me, it opens up a lot of doors of what they could do with that character in the future if they really want it. So as you can tell, I really love the movie. I think you should watch it. don't go into it with anything other than just a popcorn flick, and you'll enjoy the hell out of it. So with that being said, obviously thumbs up. This movie's on fire. I love it. You got to go out and watch it. So I hope you appreciate my comments about the movie. Give this video a thumbs up. After you do that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I got a lot of new subscribers here lately. And then once you subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit the notification bell, and you'll know when I post new videos, new reaction videos, new movie reviews, toy hunts, anything pop culture related. That's what we do here. And I'm your host, JeffMan316, your pop culture reporter, signing out, saying you guys be safe out there.